Hello there. I just wanted to share this little thing I made. This is a AI system for a first-person shooter that is kind of dumb, you might say, but I like how it works. It's probably not very efficient, but I just want to share the idea anyway. One thing I realize is that game AI should be predictable, and many developers or people trying to make a game will overemphasize how AI should be smart, and this is definitely a mistake. I was banging my head against the wall for a long time. Most game AI is not even AI. It's really dumb. It's more just automated behavior. So maybe it should be called AB. That's exactly what this is. The units have one behavior so far. That's to aggressively attack. You could add other behaviors like guarding or patrolling or sneaking or anything. But this is probably the simplest and the most exciting AI you could build first. So there's two states to choose from, advance or retreat. You can see them cycle between the two states if you look closely. There's a look at the code, but I want to show you this. This is a diagram of the system. What we do is we just set maybe 3 seconds for retreat time, and we set 3 seconds for advance time, and then we have a current time variable. Every moment the current time variable is depleting. So then how do we decide the state? If the current time is more than the retreat time, then we will be attacking. If the current time is less than the retreat time, then we will be retreating. And then if the current time is less than 0 or equal to 0, we will reset everything. We reset by adding the retreat time to the attack time. So I just imagine that it would be like this bar, as you can see in this picture. You could add other states too. But probably 2 is a good number, or maybe 3. More than 3, it might get a little complicated, but how many states do you really need, Oh, no, A team 1. I'm more of a Z team guy. I like Z team. So this ends up working a lot like a boss in any number of video games, especially retro games. And people spend hundreds of hours memorizing the patterns of those bosses, even though they're very predictable. They're not smart at all. They're just patterns. Yeah, Z Team 1. And then when you add it all together and you've got all these units running all over the place, the action gets complex and interesting. And you can see this happening right now. This is extremely bare bones right now. There's no sound. There's no effects. Just getting them to flash, I thought, was a little bit overkill. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I'll make this available for download if you want to use it. I think you could use this AI for any number of games. My next challenge will be taking this AI and putting it into my flying game. I think it'll work just fine. Just change the nav mesh agents to just vector 3 positions in space, and then I just have to make sure to not make the airplanes crash into random things. But I also really enjoy watching them, and there's a lot of suspense in seeing who's going to be the winner. And when they do silly things that, as a programmer, you think like, oh man, I need to eliminate that bug. Well, if I just watch it as like a game player, I start attributing their silly behaviors to something more human and natural. Like, for instance, maybe the AI is running towards the enemy, but then its attack time runs out, and then it just does a 180 and runs back for cover. I just think, oh, maybe he chickened out, or maybe he decided he didn't want to kill somebody or something like that. Actually, when I was doing paintballing, I did that sort of thing in real life. So, and my life wasn't even at risk. I just didn't want to lose. So, I just got a bad feeling and I chickened out at the last minute. So anyway, I won't let this video get any longer. Check the description for a link to each.io for a download of this game if you want to mess around with it. Anyway, that's all. Peace.